The letter of First John has a great deal to say about love, and so today and tomorrow I'm going to share about love from two different angles. Today, from chapter 3 and verses 11 through 18, the focus is love one another. Our verse of the day is chapter 3, verse 11, which states, "For this is the message you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another." This is the foundational message of Jesus, that we should love one another. And John makes the point, this is an old message, it's not a new message. And later in that section, he says, "Whoever does not love abides in death," which is another way of saying that the absence or withdrawal of love is deadly. And he goes on to say that we know love by this, that he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for one another. So one aspect of love is literally, I am laying down my life for someone else. Now in Jesus' case, that meant literally the laying down of his life on the cross and expressing God's love for us in the greatest possible way, dying for us while we were yet sinners, as Paul says in Romans. But for most of us, thankfully, loving one another is not going to be in an act of literally giving up our life. It's much more in daily acts of giving up our will, giving up our way, to love those around us and to seek their highest good and to serve others for their benefit, which are aspects of loving one another. He goes on to say in verse 17, "How does God's love abide in anyone who has the world's goods and sees a brother or sister in need and yet refuses to help?" When we see people in need, part of what love does is love is moved to respond. We saw that over the weekend that has just passed when more than 50 people from Venezuela were flown unannounced to Martha's Vineyard. And the good people of Martha's Vineyard looked at these brothers and sisters in need, and they immediately responded with help. That's the way Christians are to respond to needs when we see them in other people. And then verse 18, in this section, John says, "Little children, let us love not in word or speech, but in truth and action." There's a musical, My Fair Lady, and Eliza sings a song at one point in that musical, "If you're in love, show me. Don't talk of words, show me." And that's fundamentally where love and how love is expressed. It's in our actions, it's in our deeds. So it doesn't do us any good to say we love God if we can't love the people around us, and if we can't love and share love in practical ways with those who need it.